Hey guys, Tommyboy 601, and today we're going to talk about something a little secret. I'm going to go ahead and play a clip from the most recent update trailer, and let me know if you notice anything.
Cruisers, Windrose's bonuses for USN ships, and more. Full ahead to check it out.
Did you see it? Did you see what I saw? Here, let me slow it down. See it? Right down there at the bottom? A grayed out or a blurred out ship, which can only mean one thing. Wargaming is hiding something and is most likely a future campaign ship. But what ship could it be? Well, folks, today we're going to go down a bit of an investigative rabbit hole, and well, I hope you enjoy the journey. Now, some of you who have listened to the Hive Hounds podcast, I was a guest on it for the inaugural episode, may already know the answer, but for those that don't, let me know your thoughts down below on what ship you think it could be. So, with all that said, let us first dive in to this grand investigation. So, like any respectable detective, I did the first thing that came to mind, and I went to go and recreate the crime scene. So I headed into the filter tabs, and I was like, okay, we're clearly looking at only tier 7 cruisers. So let's see if we can go ahead and recreate that image. And this is where I hit my first roadblock. As we can see in the initial image, it is clear that we have American ships next to British and German ships. But if you're in the game, there are a couple of ships in between those that are missing, which means Wargaming wanted us to see this and kind of freak out about it. So after we reset the crime scene to replicate it, we get a bit of an idea. We know the mystery ship, the blurred out ship, is going to have to be either British in origin or German in origin, and likely going to be either tier 8 or tier 9 over on PC. And that's because we know that World of Warships Legends doesn't really get unique ships or unique hulls. They tend to take their models from PC, port them over. It complicates it a little because, well, we have tier 8 coming, so we have to look for ships that are usually going to be premium or something along those lines. So let's go ahead and throw up the possibilities over on the British and the possibilities over on the German side. So the tier 8 cruisers for the British are as follows over on PC: Belfast, Edinburgh, Albemarle, Cheshire, Tiger 59, Belfast 43. Uh-oh, we have literally every single one of those. Then let's go ahead and talk about the tier 9s. We have Neptune and Drake. That's it. That's the possibilities from the British. If we go across to the Germans, the possibilities are as follows. For tier 8 cruisers, we have Hipper, Prince Eugen, Mines, Cross of Dorn. Also, we have all of those currently in our game. And our tier 9 ships for the German cruisers are Rune, Siegfried, and Eiger. Aegir. So only one of those is a distinct possibility. So after that, we have a list of suspects. That would be Neptune, Drake, and Aegir. Cool. How can we narrow it down further? Well, let's go back to our little reconstructed crime scene and see if we can figure out any more clues to help us narrow it down from there. So as we get the filters in place, let's talk about something else about the little carousel down below, and that's what determines the order. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but these ships go in alphabetical order. You may choose the country of origin to be the listing order for the ships, but within each subset, they are then, or each nation, they are then listed in alphabetical order. So that gives us a little bit more information, and one that does help us narrow down our suspects per se, because, well, we know the mystery ship when the carousel is set up so that ships are in national order. Tier 7 cruisers has to fall between Edinburgh and Hipper. So alphabetically, that means we're either looking for a British vessel with a name beginning with a letter between F and Z, or a German ship beginning between A and H. Well, Neptune falls between F and Z. Drake does not. That it goes A, B, C, D, D, E. So that knocks out the Drake from contention, and that then gives us also the Azure, because well, it begins with an A. So we have now narrowed it down to 2 suspect ships, and let's go ahead and talk about these 2 suspect ships. Because after all, if they're coming to our game, let's understand what the possibilities could be. You may notice some wonderful regular World of Warships PC video. I did recently upgrade the graphics card, and now I am able to record, and we'll be sharing some World of Warships proper just ship video like this for some explanations. This is the Azure. It's pretty much a Siegfried, but instead of having dual 380mm guns, it has triple 305s, aka Scharnhorst guns. That's really all you need to know about Siegfried, but a little bit different, and one that I would look forward to coming to this game because I find Siegfried a ton of fun. The other ship is the Neptune. It is just an upgraded British light cruiser, 152mm guns and triple turrets, dealing a lot quicker of damage and a higher DPM. I, for one, would love to see Neptune in the game, just because, well, British light cruisers are some of my favorite ships to play, and to get another one would absolutely be fun. Now, you may be saying, but Tommy, how could we add the Neptune to the game, right? We have tier 8, there must be something else, right? Well, the only other thing I can think of is if they are in fact going down this path, is they may choose instead to bring something like the Plymouth, which is currently a tier 10 over on the PC, down to tier 8. It's another kind of town class based ship, i.e. Edinburgh and Belfast. Well, they could kind of squish it down into our tier 8, make it fit between the Minotaur and itself, and that would kind of make it a happy go around. We could also be seeing the Plymouth as a ship, but I have a feeling that they wouldn't be squishing a tier 10 down to our tier 7. Instead, squish the tier 10 down to tier 8, take the tier 9 for PC and squish it down to our tier 8. So how do we decide between these 2 ships? Well, we have one more trick up our sleeve, and that is what I would call forensic analysis, folks. That's right. So what you are seeing here in this clip is me dragging that original clip into Premiere Pro. From in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to access a filter called Gaussian Blur, or a video effect called Gaussian Blur, match it up to the Gaussian blur that is applied to the one mystery ship, because, well, we can kind of see a coloration on the background, but I'm not 100% sure, especially with the moonlight. So what we're going to do is apply that Gaussian blur, crop it down around the 2 neighboring ships, and then we should be able to get an idea for what the background is, whether it is the German ship or if it's a German flag or a British flag. So without further ado, here is the final clip. And I think what we can see from this is very clear. We can definitely see that middle square matches the coloration and the way that the Union Jack is kind of blurred out on the left-hand ship, i.e. the Edinburgh. So that makes me kind of lean toward the side that this mystery ship is going to be the Neptune. That's right. Our next, or a future campaign ship, is most likely going to be the Neptune. And for me, that makes me really excited, right? I think one of the things that we hear a lot is there's not a lot of British campaigns. I think there's also not a lot of French campaigns, but there's not a lot of British campaigns. And, well, the Belfast 43 was a bit of a letdown, and maybe we can get another fun tier 7 in the mix. And I, for one, would be very happy with that result. So, yeah. So, at least my prediction is Neptune is coming to the game. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. If you're in America like me, I hope you have a fabulous 4th of July. If you're in Britain, happy Trader Day, because we won. Fuck yeah. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a good one. See ya.